Yeah, that's how you got my attention.
He has to check you.
Oh, that guy wants to pay. That's the most important guy to do it.
That's what I How you doing? How did you feel on the fight, brother?
I felt a little rusty in the beginning, but then as the fight happened, I started to loosen up, and it was good to get the work.
Did the long layoff affect you in any way?
Absolutely. The long layoff definitely affected me. It was good to get the win, and you know, I feel like I have to stay busy, and hopefully I'll be back in the ring in a very short time.
What gave you most problems in this fight?
Was his awkwardness. He was a southpaw and he was doing very awkward shots. So, you know, it was kind of difficult to counter him. I was trying to walk him down. But some success. Sometimes his awkwardness bothered me.
Were you ever hurt at any point in the fight?
I wasn't hurt, no.
What's next with Dimitri? I know you got...
I'd like to be back in the ring in about 3 months. We'll work on the next fight. Hopefully it happens sometime very soon.
You got anything planned? Anything?
Working on the fight, hopefully around Hanukkah time.
No poorly came into the ring. How serious are you of wanting a fight like that?
Well, I'm very serious. I think it's a very exciting fight for New York. I think it definitely does the Garden. And I think it's something...
So that's something that you're working towards?
Yes, definitely. Always a great fighter.
So that's the fight that you're looking for?
Yes.
All right, terrific. Thank you. Want to say anything to your fans?
I want to thank all the fans for coming out to show the support this season. Tonight the crowd was full. There were a lot of people here, and it was a good night.
Thank you. Best of luck, buddy.
It took me a few rounds to get my groove back and to get feeling good again. So yeah, as the fight went along, I started to get more comfortable in the ring. You know, I wasn't even, you know, like the 8th round, I wasn't tired. I was trying to put the pressure on him so he would open up, but he was throwing such awkward, wide punches that it was hard for me to counter them. So I was successful sometimes, but at times I wasn't.
How much of it would you say was rust, or was it his southpaw style?
Well, I mean, you know, it was a combination. I was rusty, and he had a southpaw style, so. You know, I think that long term the rounds were, you know, the round were good for me, and it was good for me to go the rounds. And you know, in a certain way, it was kind of one of the more difficult fights, psychologically coming back after a loss, and you know, with a new team of people, and you know, it was you know, it was a good camp, but you know, it took mental strength from me and focus to be able to get myself together and do what I needed to do.
So, you know, you have, what, 3 weeks of training, right?
No, I mean, I was really in the gym since the fight. I mean, obviously I wasn't in the gym getting ready for a fight, but I stayed in the gym, and yeah, we're about 4.5 weeks to really get ready for the fight.
How will you grade your performance tonight?
I give myself a C+ or a B-. I think that as you know, as the fight went on, and I think in the 4th and 5th round, I started to get my rhythm, and I landed with some really good combinations. But in the beginning, I was a little tight, and you know, Norma was telling me to just kind of keep boxing and to box and move around for the first 3 rounds, and then start engaging as the fight progressed, and you know, and that's what I did.
This is your first fight since fight in London. Fight in London really hostile.
Newcastle.
Yeah. Really.
Yes, it wasn't.
No, not Newcastle. I'm sorry. Really hostile crowd. Really positive crowd here tonight. How do you think that changed the fight?
Well, you know, it was kind of a polar opposite of London, and you know, it was the first venue that I fought in New York City as a professional about 5 years ago, and now it's, you know, the first venue that I fought, you know, just kind of start of redemption, and it was good to be back. You know, I heard the crowd. It was good to, you know, to see some of the familiar faces, to see you know, some of the people from the community. It was television, it was at TJC, so I'm happy that their support, and I'm happy that you know, the business plan seemed to work for this fight. And, as you know, I promoted the show, and that's what I intend on doing.
Did you have to adjust to him leading with his head all the time?
Yeah, he was leading with his head. He was throwing those wild punches, and I was slipping. He would elbow me, so you know, he was kind of dirty, and so I, you know, like it was hard for me. It wasn't hard for me, but I was worried about engaging him too much because I was worried that he may headbutt me or elbow me. So I tried to keep the fight on the outside.
You look a little frustrated towards the 12th round. Did you really want to close the show? I mean, no, excuse me, the 8th round. Did you really want to close the show out?
Yeah, I was kind of trying to walk him down and trying to score a knockout. But he was kind of jumping in and lunging in, and I heard him breathing hard when we were clinching. So I was thinking that walking him down would help me out, break him down. That's what my corner told me to do. But if I would have gotten 2 more rounds, I think that physically would have been broken down.
Paulie Malignaggi was in the ring. Tell us a little bit about what exactly went down there and the possibilities of you fighting.
I know Paulie since we're amateurs, we kind of came up together, and I think it's a great fight for the tri-state area, for New York City,
For the world.
for the world. For kind of like Barney Ross and Tony Casanero.
Vilket advice in New York is going to sell?
Yeah, and it's a huge New York City fight. It's something that I'm very interested in, and I think that's something that Paulie's very interested in, and I have a lot of respect for him. I think Paulie's a great fighter. So yeah.
You think after this fight you're ready? I mean, you have 1 fight since your comeback. You think you need another fight or 2 before you take on a fight like that?
We'll see what happens. Whatever happens, I'd like to be back in the ring very soon. Within 3 months. And I think I got the necessary work today. You got to remember that Paulie fought in May, so the fight's not going to happen for at least 3 months.
Right.
Do you think it's going to be? Does it feel good going into the Yontif with this win under your belt?
Absolutely does. I feel redeemed in a certain way. It's good to be back on a winning track. And it's good to explore other opportunities. I've been living with a lot of pain and frustration over the last 9 months, it's good to finally be back.
Sorry, one more question.
Yeah. How do you feel fighting in front of your hometown crowd and finally getting that comeback fight?
It felt great. I think the support was very positive. I think that like they say, New York City is the melting pot. I think there's so many different communities where fighters come from, and it's very important to engage those communities. Fighters support for fans to support their fighters, and like this is Brighton Beach, the heart of the Russian community. And it's funny because like when I was coming up in the Golden Gloves, like Russian, most of the press that I was getting was kind of New York boxing press. So I had a lot of kind of New York boxing fans, and a lot of them came out today. So so my friend Stu used to take me all throughout New York City for all those fights, and Bay Ridge and West Coast, and Italian people, and Polish people, and all kinds of things. Yeah, so it's something that I want to build on, and I think a fight with Paulie would really bring both.
Yeah. Okay, one more question, and that's it. I'm very sorry. No, sorry. This man's next, and then we're finishing. That's it?
Okay.
Yeah.
You have 1 blemish in your record.
Yes.
How bad do you want to fight, Amir Khan to erase that?
It's definitely something that I want to make happen again. And I feel that if the fight would have happened under different circumstances, the fight would have been different. I think Amir Khan is an awesome fighter. He's a great fighter. He's very good. He fought a great fight against Paulie, and I think that it's something that I would want to happen. But I realize I have to get a few wins to put myself back in the right position, and it would have to happen at welterweight.
It will have to what?
At welterweight, 100%.
Welterweight.
Last question, the gentleman in set, please.
You got a question. How does it feel? You worked with Norman before. How does it feel working again with him working in the corner a little bit again? How do you feel?
It felt very good. Norman was very good in the corner. He gave me really good instructions. And I feel very comfortable with him. I know since I'm a little kid. And yeah.
He worked with you in the amateurs, right?
Yeah, listen, we all grew up in Sept, the boxing club. Louis Palazzo, and James, all those kids grew up together. We all grew up together at judo. So yeah, man, Norman's like, is very close to me, and it's great to have him in the corner. And it's also great that there's a new network in boxing now, and kind of boxing classically only has certain television stations that show the fights, and I think it's very positive now that there's the blend of something new. They're not only it's a Jewish channel, but they're not only going to show my fight, they're going to show a few other fights. So I think it's something that the media has to support and promote, and I think that you know, for the growth of boxing. You know, one of the things, like, I fought in the West Coast a lot early in my career, and it's a different boxing culture, and that, you know, like, Mexican people, boxing is their culture. It's like baseball in New York City, right? And the media out there supports their fighters. So I think New York has one of the best boxing schools in the world. I think it's very important for the media and for the fans. And, you know, like, the media encourages the fans to support boxers and to support kind of, you know, boxing, New York grown boxing. I think that's very important.
All right, thank you very much. I'm sorry the time was limited.